we're just starting. It's a little bit delayed. We'll start um, our live soon. Just give me 1 second here. Today is August 7th, Thursday, 5 p.m. as usual. We're starting this live stream for those of you who joining from TikTok and then YouTube. Unfortunately, Instagram's not allowing me to host live anymore. I need to find a solution. So I'm not able to host live stream via Instagram today, but from TikTok and from YouTube. And then you can also watch this later or during the live with LinkedIn or Facebook. So we're starting. It's a little bit delayed, but we're starting this live stream. So obviously this channel is specialized now for all marriage-based cases. But if you have any question for AOS, consular posts, and other matters, U.S. immigration matters, then I will be able to answer your questions. We don't handle a business immigration. We don't handle student visa. We don't handle tourist visa. So I'm not able to, give you any specific answers. But I follow all these type of cases in general. So if possible, I'll be able to answer some of the question. But this channel is all about marriage green card cases. So we're starting. Okay. I'm attorney Jae Francis. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer based in Chicago and Wisconsin, but serve all 50 states. So today is August 7th. I cannot believe the time is just like flying. And then as usual, Thursday, 5 p.m. Well, I mean, I'm not sick, but I couldn't sleep well. Maybe I was drinking too much coffee, but it's just a little bit not optimal condition. Lane, from Massachusetts, I remember you. Thank you so much for joining again. Okay, so our lovely cat, Rosie, is trying to get some snacks from me, so I'll comply. Okay. So we have question here, Fazian. Okay, so then 6 months ago, interview was completed. Looks like it's a marriage base. And then officer who interviewed you mentioned that they need to do background check on you. I mean, they usually say that it is subject to further review. It's not common that they need to do background check on you, but just be patient. You waited 120 days. Have you ever called USCIS and then ask what's going on your case? Because as you know, that if you wait 120 days after interview, you will be eligible to contact USCIS and ask the question here. So for those of you who's joining today's live, thank you so much, right? Labi mentioned that you got a notice to intend to revoke I-130. So what's going on? When do you get intent to revoke? Sometime when you start with I-130, right? And the consular process say that is beneficiaries overseas, and then you switch to AOS, adjust some of the status, and then you don't follow up with the National Visa Center. So they say that you didn't take any action with the National Visa Center, thus we're gonna revoke your I-130. That's one possibility. Or the second possibility is that your beneficiary attended immigrant visa interview and then went through admin processing, and then at the end usually result in I-130 revocation. So I don't know what's going on with your case. When I-130 is being revoked, it's challenging. If you work with attorney, just follow up with them to get some updates on what's going on with your case. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Faizan is, and I just going back and forth a little bit. So he's been waiting 6 months after interview, and then after waiting perhaps 120 days, you submitted, the service request, and then hopefully they will get back to you. But this is what I tell you all the time. Leading up to interview, right? That's it's a little bit easier for you to know what's going on with your case. I mean, not all the time, but in general. But after interview, it's really difficult to get status update unless USCIS approve your case. So what's the best approach? When you submit your case, just make it sure that it's a complete, well documented, and honest, and then complete. That's what you need to do. Because once you file your case and USCIS has them, it's beyond your control. So it's kind of sometimes so difficult to rectify issues after interview. I'm not saying that Fazian has the issue, but that's the rule. Now, for those of you who follow the news, right? So I mentioned this yesterday. Gurjinder, thank you so much for asking question. I'll get back to you. So last week I mentioned this, and I'm gonna mention again. So last month, USCIS, director was confirmed by the U.S. Senate, and that he declared that he's gonna make USCIS sort of like a messenger or enforcer of Trumpian immigration policy, and that we're getting a stream of this new regulation. So, for example, I'm gonna mention some of them. Obviously, you probably know that USCIS has a power to issue notice to appear when they deny your case. It means that they're gonna place you into removal proceeding. You probably know about that, but they're gonna do it. That's the one of the directive. So they're telling Anna. I'll get back to Anna is our clients, and then get back to you. Let me finish this comment. So number one, if the USCIS deny your case, they will place you into removal proceeding. Now, I mean, you have a second chance, right? Even though USCIS deny your case, when your case goes to immigration court, they apply what they call de novo review. It means that they're not going to defer or respect what USCIS use against you, right? So you have a second chance. But if you try to fight your chance before immigration court, it's more expensive, and then there's a drama, and it's challenging, but it's doable. So if this ever happened to you, we do removal defense cases. I mean, mostly in Chicago, Indiana, but different parts of the country. So that's number one. And number two, hey, Pedro is our client. Say hello. If you follow immigration, history in law. By the way, I was a college professor for 22 years. I taught American history, but I don't do it anymore because simply, just need more time to be, I like to be better immigration attorney. So I'm not a college professor anymore. But up until recently, right? You know, um, you know, just immigration, like former USCIS, function as immigration court. They did everything under one unit, but now they have a CBP, they have a USCIS, they have a EOIR, which is immigration court. That's what we have now, especially after September 11th. But one of the new directive given to USCIS, right, by Department of Homeland Security is that individual USCIS field office, let's say Chicago, Milwaukee, not that it's happening yet, is that they have a power to refer certain applicants into expedited removal. You mean expedited removal means that they skip removal proceeding and they send you out of the United States. So they have the power. Also, they may detain people. They may detain people and release the people with a bond. So that's usually done with immigration court. Say they were skipping all this. Okay, we're skipping all this. Immigration court removal proceeding takes some time. We're gonna skipping all of this. Also, according to this new memo, is that USCIS has a power to sort of initiate a criminal and then civil proceeding against applicants if they believe there are only alleged violation against applicants. So it'll be a lot more challenging than now. So good news for those of you who have a pending, cases, and then our dear Anna will attend the interview in Milwaukee this month. I don't think that all this will apply to you. So having said it, I'm just a little bit behind. I have lots of comments from TikTok, YouTube. I'm gonna start from YouTube. Okay, Gurjinder. Okay, so you're a permanent resident, got married to your wife in Canada. It looks like your wife is a Canadian resident or citizen. I'm still reviewing your comments. Apply for I-130. Now she's in the US on visitor visa. You wanna do AOS. Okay, well, now because you're permanent resident, right? You probably know that you're waiting. F2A cases takes between 3 and 5 years. Maybe you're almost there. So, Gurjinder, it's a good investment. Hire attorney. We would be happy to talk to you. So, this is the moment that I'll just do usual, explanation. So, when you call us, then you will talk to intake manager, specialized, specialist, and they will do a case evaluation or take your information. If you like to have a paid consultation, then you need to find me on the profile, right? And then schedule paid consultation with me. So that's how you go about. Okay, so our client Anna. Yes, I mean everyone's nervous about interview, but we have 100% approval so far. So then Anna, don't worry. We're gonna make sure that we check everything for you and prepare for you. So what we do is that when interview is scheduled, then we schedule 3 Zoom meetings with our clients, right? To prepare all aspect of interview, check additional relationship documents, original documents, and then, we go over I-130, 485 form, quite a bit of practice and the mock interview. So then usually our clients, not usually, all the time, they're well prepared for their interview. So Anna, we'll see you next week. Okay. So Pedro is a K1, has a pending K1 case, and he has questions. So when K1 visa is approved, okay, once you enter the US, okay. So then Pedro, you have a very good question. So when consular post, right, embassy approves K1, and then fiance comes to US. Now, is fiance able to come and go? You mean that leave the United States and come back? Answer is sorry, Pedro, no. So K1 visa is one-way ticket to enter the US and get married to you. So either she need advanced parole or green card to leave the United States. Okay. We have a lot of this question here. Great BizTech, right? Is that, just give me 1 second here. Okay, well, so then multiple marriages, right? Previous divorce, and then you're about to start your marriage green card case after being married to your current spouse for 4 months. It's a case by case, right? Case by case. If you have dated quite some time and strong documentation, you may be okay. And then great BizTech, if I were you, sorry, hire attorney. I would be happy to help you, but hire attorney. Okay, Appalachian nobody is usual guest. So Kahiba Universe, Korean, also YouTube. Okay, maybe typo, but we're good to talk to you. Okay, so let me catch up with the TikTok. Okay, so sorry, I'm just behind. Just be patient today. Okay, I think that I caught up here. Okay, right here. So Jumping G, do you know? So his question about the interview. So I made a YouTube video on this. Okay, so watch it. So will officer who conduct interview for you tell you that your case was recommended or is recommended for approval? That's possibility, right? I explained that the officer who interview you has capacity to recommend for approval, but they cannot approve your case. So the supervisor has a final say. So at the end of the day, short answer is yes. In some cases, if you have a good case, an officer completed a review. So multiple combination. Number one, you have a good case. Number two, your interviewing officer review your case carefully, completely. Number three, there is no issue during your interview. And number four, if this local field office allow instant approval, then you'll get approval right away. At least the verbal comment from your officer. Anna, don't worry, okay? But we'll talk to you and Neil next week. Thank you so much. Now, let me see. Yeah, Senator 22, you'd like to ask question. It just sometimes it's better to ask the questions, and I'll try to find your question. But TikTok, the comments size is small, and then it shows only on third of my screen, so it's kind of difficult. Okay, so I see. Aggravated unlicensed operator, third degree. Now, this is something that you need to have a consultation. So, user 1455 is asking question about having certain type of traffic, criminal records, and then how they affect your AOS case, and that's something that you need to have a paid consultation. It's just not suitable for this type of live stream Q&A. By the way, I just hate to tell you this, but I'm not sick, but I couldn't sleep well for past couple of days. Maybe I drank too much coffee, but without coffee, it's kind of difficult to start the day. So I'm just a little bit not optimal. I thought about changing the date and time to different, date and time. But the reason why I like Thursday, 5 p.m., is that there is no USCIS interview. There is no court hearing, right? So the chances of, sorry, I need to cancel this live stream because I have an interview hearing, is not there on Thursday, 5 p.m. But maybe I'll change it into like Monday, Tuesday, because by Thursday, from the Monday to Thursday, I have nonstop meetings, and then I just like feel worn out. So maybe I will do it a little bit earlier, like Tuesday instead of Thursday, 5 p.m. But it's been working fine. And then those of you who know that I'm a big Buffalo Bill fans, and then Thursday night, right? I do a live stream and then watch the football, so it's easy to remember. So that's why it's kind of stuck with Thursday, 5 p.m. But I'll think about changing the dates because by this time I get super tired. So sorry, but I will do my best. Okay, we're a little bit halfway. Okay. So Lalaine, I'm gonna drink some water. Ask the question here. Biometrics done. Okay. Okay. So then the question is, what kind of document do you need to prepare between completion of biometrics and upcoming interview? I explain in my video, and then otherwise, Appalachian boy is not free advice. It's a legal information. I don't give any legal advice during the live stream, but I'm just giving information. You take it on your own risk. But thanks for asking, Appalachian boy. Going back to Lalaine, like documentation you need to schedule between completion of biometrics and interview is that just try to beef up your bona fide relationship documents, right? So more bank statement. If you're able to spend more money, purchase the furniture and deliver to you, online shopping and delivery, vacation, right? All that. But just be aware that USCIS scheduled interview super fast. So then sometimes you don't have a time. One example is that, it used to be this sequence, right? You get work permit and interview. Now, when you get a work permit and you get social security and then get driver license, sometimes this doesn't happen, right? Because it's so fast. They schedule interview before you get work permit. So it's kind of difficult. But if I were you, try to get state ID and driver license before interview, because that's really powerful. And then sometime we have seen many cases that U.S. citizen spouse, right? Hey, I'm a U.S. citizen, I can do whatever I want. And then, oops, I didn't update my driver license address. It's still pointing my parents' address. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Update your driver license address, pointing your current address. Okay. Sweet Blood asking a lot of questions, and then I'll try to get back to you. Okay. Cento 22. Okay. I caught your question finally. Okay. So your fiance did K1 visa for you. Okay. And then it was placed into 221G. You don't know what to do. Admin, it's not a denial, it's a refusal. Refuse to approve your case. And then you got 221G. 221G happened, it's called admin processing after K1. The usual suspect for 221G, admin processing for K1 would be, right, that either, this is like religious cultural one, like you're living in very conservative country, or your religion doesn't allow you and your U.S. citizen petitioner to have like a, hey, or like, let's be like Las Vegas, right? Stay in hotel, vacation, sleeping together before you get married. No go, no go. I mean, that might be one of the reasons. Like, you acted like good American couple. It's not couple, fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend, before you get married, because you're not supposed to do it. So I can be wrong, but that's one possibility. But I mean, we don't get 221G often, so I wouldn't say we're a specialist. So I don't know whether we can help you, but that's our general understanding. Okay. Now, Sweet Blood. Okay, you're asking a lot of questions. Maybe same question and repeated commenting. So you have a VAWA case, violence against women's case, right? And then it's for men or women, right? And then you got RFE, and then types of RFE will be controlling. But I will tell you this, right? When you get RFE, right? If you submitted your case long time ago, it can be medical, or it can be A64, it can be documentation, it can be relationship, anything. In terms of VAWA, right, you need to show that you and your spouse had a bona fide relationship, right? And they especially joint residency. And then there's abusive element. And number 3, good moral character. So these are the 3 grounds to have a good VAWA case. I don't know why you got RFE. There's no timeline, but usually I say that it takes between 3 and 6 months to get a result. In your case, it looks like you didn't get VAWA bona fide determination, so probably that's next step if they approve your RFE. So good luck with that process. Okay. So God blessed. U.S. citizen adult child file I-130 petition for parents, right? Parents legal entry but overstay, and then can you file 45? I'm guessing that's what's happening here, right? So then I-130 petitioner is U.S. citizen over 21, and God bless the parent with visa entry overstay. Depends. Sorry. We have some parents like you, right? Once again, maybe it's different case, but that's what I'm reading here. Is that been here in the U.S. for quite some time? All sort of these like records, like fake social, fake driver license, and all this. This can be complicated. So if you need attorney, let us know. Okay. Now let me see. I'm just behind. Okay. Yeah. So then I got a lot of question about RFE. Zoe Zungle. You submitted 45 RFE response about 150 days ago. So you're within like a range, but there's no actual RFE response time period. Nothing happening here. Depends on nature of your RFE. I wish I can tell you better than this, but once you respond to RFE, it's kind of difficult to predict when they're going to move on to next stage. So having said that, okay, I will tell you this. It's really good idea to slow down and prepare your case carefully before you submit to USCIS to avoid requests for evidence, long pending cases. I mean, we're not talking about denials, because if you don't do this, then they will ask for request for evidence, and then it kind of slows you down. So just be careful, okay? Smile. Your priority date is mid-January 2025, but no interview. It's kind of hard to tell what kind of case you have. If you have a marriage green card case, we don't talk about prior to date because you're not subject to any visa. So maybe you have a F2A, all other cases, right? Subject to visa availability. It's kind of hard to tell. Okay. Aida, right? Aida, probably you waited quite some time for me to review your question. Aida, you have question of the day. I love this type of question. Question of the day. Hope you can listen to me now. So it's kind of small. Alida, right? Alida. Okay. So the question is this: Alida has pending removal proceeding, right? Placed into removal proceeding, and looks like I'm married to U.S. citizen. Is it good idea to file I-130 and 45 at the same time? I have a YouTube video, I have a blog on this, and I'll tell you this. That's possibility. So let's talk about pros and cons of filing I-130 and 45 with the pending removal proceeding. So what would be the benefits? Okay. Now, if you file I-130 and 45, that's the best way to get I-130 approval fast. Because if you submit I-130 only without 45, then it takes longer, right? 18 months. But if you file I-130 and 45 at the same time, just like I said, right, you have 3 to 5 month window for them to schedule interview. But however, when you go for interview, right, officer may approve your I-130, but not the 45 because you have a pending removal proceeding. So what that means is that with a approve I-130, you go back to the court and say goodbye, right? It's a motion to terminate. And then when the court terminates your case, then you do 45 filing again, or you adjust your status, right? Adjust your status, marriage based before immigration court. So I wouldn't recommend that you do it on your own. If you have a attorney with you, talk to them. But highly recommend that you work with an attorney. But it's good idea. Okay. Marie in the U.S. Okay. So Marie has a pending AOS and EAD, right? So she doesn't have a work permit, and she's working for employer remotely in her home country. So she's in the U.S., but the employer is located in her home country. Is that legal? Answer is no. That is unlawful employment. So it's kind of confusing, but now even though you're paid at home, right, overseas home country, your employer's located in your home country, right? All you do is using computer and using internet and all this, but that constitute unlawful employment, according to USCIS. USCIS definition of many are very kind of strange. Yeah. For example, another one is a conviction, right? So many of you, say that, well, I was charged for this, but I did community service, or I paid a fine, or I took classes, and then judge or prosecutor dropped the charges and dismissed. So I'm not convicted. Unfortunately, that's conviction according to USCIS, because there's a condition. Now, when we say your case was dismissed and not convicted, is that there is no condition. So, for example, you're accused of a drunk driving, right, DUI, and then when you went for hearing, there is a proof that you don't drink, you never drunk, right? So you never drank. So there is no way that you'll be charged for drunk driving, although you might have sped or didn't follow the sign and all this, but you don't drink, period. So knowing about this, either judge or prosecutor say that, well, sorry, were confused. I think the police officer made a mistake. Then case is dismissed. That's not non-conviction dismissed. But all other cases, conditions, it means that you're convicted. But having said that, okay, I managed to complete this 30-minute live. Okay. I'll think about switching to Tuesday when I feel a little bit better than Thursday, because Thursday, Friday, 5 p.m., it's just like challenging for me. I'll let you know. But having said that, you had a live session with Attorney Jae Francis. I do this every Thursday for now, 5 p.m. Central Time. Topic was marriage green card case. Thank you so much for joining from TikTok, YouTube live, right? And then obviously Facebook, LinkedIn, they're live, but you're not able to post any comments. Unfortunately, Instagram made it more difficult for us to host a live stream. So no more Instagram for now. But thank you so